Hey guys, this is Tyler Marin coming to you with a new video, something a little bit different from what we've done in the past. I want to talk to you guys today about some options that you have for doing workouts at home with just some of the basic equipment that you have around your house. Okay, so I've got about 12 different exercises and about 6 household items that you're going to be able to use, and some extra ideas I'll throw in there at the end for a bonus. Real quick, let me introduce myself to you if you haven't seen me before. My name is Tyler Marin. I am a 3-time Paralympic athlete in the sport of goalball. I am a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer for about 10 years now. I have my bachelor's degree in exercise science from Western Michigan University and certified in strength and conditioning, and been visually impaired my entire life. So now I'm having fun bringing these types of projects to you guys in well-described audio-based and video formats. So I'm going to talk to you guys again about what can we do when we're stuck in the house, we don't have any fitness equipment, traditional fitness equipment. If you've got some bands and some weights and things like that, then you're a step ahead of the game. But if you don't have anything and you're still trying to think about your fitness, there is still so much that you are able to do. So let's go ahead and get it started. So the first thing we have is, if you have some type of elevation in your house, a set of stairs, even if it's only one step, that's going to be really helpful. There's so many things that you can do with that. First, I want to show you is just some basic calf raises. So I'm standing on the edge of the stair. I've got the balls of my feet, my toes on the edge of the step, but about 2/3 of my feet, my heels, the back of my feet hanging off the step. I'm up very tall. I've got my hand on the banister and on the wall just to help kind of balance myself. I'm gonna drive my toes into the floor as I push my heels up as high as I can, and then lower my heels down as low as they'll stretch and drive back up. These are just basic heel raises, super easy to do. You can do these on a flat surface. Having the stairs though allows you to stretch down just a little bit farther, gives you a little better burn as you drop those heels down. So real basic movement using the stairs. Next one that we can do on those same set of steps, we can actually just do alternating step ups. So if I'm standing on the bottom and I take my right foot and I step up onto the step with my right foot and then step down with my right foot. So both feet go up, then both feet down. Now I'm gonna step up with my left foot, my right foot follows, left foot steps down, right foot comes down. So it's step up, step down, step up, step down. And each time I step up, I'm just alternating which foot I'm doing. Left, right, left, right. Now I'm doing like the aerobics instructors. Come on, keep up with me. Let's go a little faster. Right, left, left, right. And then we get to the point where we trip and fall. Well, let's just not do that part, but. So the next thing we're gonna look at, if you have a full set of stairs in your house, and I'll talk to you about a couple other things you can use, but doing a modified push-up on a raised surface. I have the set of stairs here that goes up to our second floor. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm standing with my toes at the bottom step. Okay, so I'm on kind of the landing on the very bottom of the stairs. I'm gonna back up just a few inches. I'm gonna put my hands on the 1, 2, 3, 4th step up. So that's a pretty good height for me. My palms are right on the edge of the step so that my hands are kind of splayed over the step, but just towards the edge of it is where my palms are kind of driving into it to help support me. And so from here, what you're gonna do is come up on your toes. Your heels should be off the floor. You're gonna lower yourself down towards the step and then push away. So you're bending your elbows, bringing your elbows kind of back by your ribs, and then pushing away. The great thing about doing these is that with your angle up so high, these are gonna be much easier than doing them on the floor. And this is a great way to help build up upper body strength. You wanna make sure that you don't have your feet so far back that as you come down, your hands are kind of close to head level. You want your hands at chest level. So come up on your toes, and as you lower down, your hands should be close to right across the midsection of your chest. And then, of course, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can walk your feet out and put your hands on a lower step. That's gonna make more of a challenge the lower down that you go you know, if you have enough room to do that kind of movement. It's a little tight on my stairs here, so it doesn't work super well for me. But that is an option for you as well. You can lower down those steps. Another one that's a really easy thing to do around the house. So we have some of our basic body weight movements. So a squat, for example, if I'm standing with my feet hip width, my toes pointed forward, my head up, I'm gonna sit my bottom back and down into a chair. All the weight goes into my heels as I sit down and I push back up to my starting position. So that's a standard squat. You can go into a push-up position just like we did on the stairs, where you're down on the floor. This is gonna be, you know, the tougher version, the full version when you're on the floor. Hands right on the outside of your rib cage, at chest level. I'm up on my toes, my hips are level with my shoulders. As I come down and push back up, bend the elbows, bring the elbows back by your ribs just slightly. Forward lunges, okay? So instead of a full squat, you can step forward just with one foot, big step out, your back knee drops towards the floor, and then you push back up to your starting position. So these are some common exercises you can do, but when you want to add a little bit more of a challenge, there's a few things that you can do to add some weight to it. I need to find my weights. Hey Jess, come here. Hey, there she is. Okay, I found a weight. So you can put this weight on your back, just like this, and we can go through those squats. So we're squatting down and driving up, squatting down and driving up, and make sure they've got a good grip. We're gonna go into push-ups. So you're on your belly, down and drop down and push up, drop down and push up. How we doing, weight? We good? Yeah. And then you can even go into your lunges. So standing up, big lunge out, drop that back knee down and drive up. Look, we're entertaining and exercising. It's a fun combination. And just make sure, you don't lose your weight prematurely. Whoop. Now I'm in kind of our bathroom, shower, laundry, medical supplies area, kind of all-purpose room. We have like a linoleum floor in here, and what I have here is just a basic hand towel. It's probably about 1.5 foot by 1 foot towel size. So a couple things that you can do with a towel, many variations for this. I'm actually gonna take this along the long edge, and I'm gonna roll it into a long kind of tube shape, right? So I've got it all rolled up. You can do bicep curls with this. So if I take this towel, I've got my hands almost at each end of it rolled up, and I'm gonna squeeze the towel between my hands. So my hands are about 8 to 10 inches, 12 inches apart. I've got my elbows at my sides, my arms are straight down at my thighs, my back is up, and my palms are facing forward as I squeeze this towel. And what I'm gonna do is bend my elbows and pull the towel up to my chest and try to pull the towel apart and then extend back down. And if you keep that tension, if you squeeze the towel and pull it open, you're gonna get a lot of tension in your muscles without any extra added resistance. You're creating your own tension. Same thing if you take that towel, flip your hands around so that as your arms are straight down in front of you, your palms are facing towards your thighs. Squeeze the towel, bend your elbows and pull the towel up to your collarbone level, your shoulders. This is your starting position. Now you can do an overhead press. So again, squeeze the towel, tighten, pull it, try to almost rip the towel open, and then you press up overhead and pull it back down. Press up overhead and pull it back down. So a couple exercises, creating your own tension. Now one of the last things that's kind of cool that you can do, if I let this fold open again, I'm gonna show you guys how to do a little bit of core work. So if we go into a high plank, we can actually do a pike, a sliding pike with the towel here. And you can also use like paper plates, or if you've got thick like woolly socks and you've got a wood floor, they slide great. You can get a lot of good exercise with those. So I'm standing on the towel right now. My feet are about hip width. I'm gonna put my hands on the floor and walk my hands out into a push-up plank position. So I'm in my push-up position. I'm going to keep my knees straight, keep my hands firmly planted on the floor, my elbows straight. I'm gonna push my buttocks up in the air. I'm gonna slide my feet up towards my hands as close as I can, and then push them back out again. Slide my feet in, my hips go up, and then I push them back out again. Working the core, working the abdominal area as I slide in and push them back out again. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you back? A basic chair makes a really good tool for doing home exercises. Again, several things that you can do is if it's very sturdy, you can use it for step-ups. You can use it for squat measurements, like if you're gonna stand with it just slightly behind you, you can use that to measure like how low you're going into your squats. So I'm facing away from it, I'm sitting back, I'm just letting my hips barely touch the seat and I'm driving back up. If you have some resistance bands, these are great for having a few extra movements that you can do. The one that I want to show you guys specifically, you can actually do something that's called chair dips. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit on the edge of the chair, so just my buttocks, most of my legs are off the chair. I'm sitting like right towards the front edge of it. I'm going to put my hands on the front edge of the chair about as wide as my hips. Now for this chair, it would be ideal if it was just a little bit wider, but it'll still work for what I'm trying to do. So my hands are actually going to be slightly underneath my hips. My palms are on the very edge, so almost like with the stairs, my hands are kind of wrapped around the edge of the step with the back edge of my palms on the edge of the chair. I'm going to extend my legs straight out in front of me. So right now, my legs are straight out in front of me, my heels are on the floor. I'm still sitting on the edge of the chair, just barely, and I'm almost sitting on my hands, on the backs of my hands, because I've got my hands like underneath where my hips would be on the outer edge. And now, with my arms straight, I'm gonna slide my heels out a little farther. So now I'm off the chair. My arms are straight, my weight's on my hands and my heels. I'm gonna bend my elbows, I'm gonna point my elbows backwards as I lower my body down and then push back up. I'm gonna lower my hips towards the floor and push back up. You wanna try to keep your back as close to the chair edge as you can. You're not trying to come way, way out from the chair. You wanna slide down so that your back just barely goes along the edge of the chair. You don't wanna go super low. We're not trying to hyperextend the shoulders. You're trying to just come down to about 90 degrees and then push back up. So that's a chair dip, great for building up the triceps and the back of the arms. Just make sure you guys have a steady chair too. So now that we've got some of those in, I want to show you guys reusable grocery bags. Super duper helpful for a couple of different exercises that you can do, and I'm going to show you a couple tricks with them. So I've got a couple of these reusable fabric bags. They've got pretty thick, wide handles, so they're usually very comfortable in your hands. A couple of soup cans in them, which is really, really cool because they hold a lot of weight. So you could have 1 or 2 cans, 3, 4, 10, 12 of them, and you can get quite a bit of weight going doing like a standard bicep curl, kind of like we did with our towel, except now we've got a weight in each hand. You just want to go nice and slow and controlled with these, because if you go too fast, you're going to start swinging the weights around. So it's almost advantageous to do something like this, because this will help you move a lot slower and more controlled. That's going to help you build up a lot more strength. It's very, very beneficial for you. Now, another one that you can do, this is a classic exercise that I had a lot of my clients do, and it is so great for developing strength in your arms, your back, your shoulders. Literally, it's called a farmer's carry. And all you do is you take your bags or heavy gallons of water, whatever it is that you have for weights, you hold them in your hands right at your side. So I'm standing up straight, I've got my shoulders pulled back, I've got the weight down at my sides, my palms facing in towards my thighs, and I'm literally gonna stand here. Now from here, you can start walking around, you can turn and march back and forth, you can pace through the house a little bit, you can step up and down your stairs, but literally all you're doing is holding those weights. And I'm promising you that if you put enough weight in there, you're gonna start to feel it in your forearms, your hands, your shoulders, your back, everything as you're carrying around these weights, almost like a farmer would carrying around a slop bucket or something along those lines. Now, a real quick tip for these, if you find that the weight that you put in there, because this strap is flexible, that it might start kind of biting into the skin around your hand. It becomes a little bit uncomfortable. Here's something that you can do. You can take one of those extra cans, okay? And if you want to find a small enough one that it fits your hand a little bit better too, that's fine. I have the straps in front of me. I've got them kind of layered together so it almost looks like one solid strap. I'm gonna put the can underneath the strap. So I've got my palms on each end of the can, and the bag is hanging from the can at this point. Now what you can do from there, you can take one hand and wrap it around that can, keeping the strap between your two middle fingers, and then wrapping your thumb around the other side. And so what this does is it creates kind of a more rounded surface that you can grab onto. When the strap is between your fingers like this, it's not going to slip and fall off to the side. A lot of times the cans are going to be a little bit wider, so that actually forces your grip open a little bit more and will challenge your grip, but it's not going to burn and bite into your skin the way the strap might if it's heavy enough. So a little tip for you to be able to utilize that a little bit better. Now, another good exercise that you can do, which is going to be awesome for strengthening your lower back, your glutes, your hamstrings, and it's actually an exercise that I think is really, really important to do to practice good movements, everyday activity type movements. It's a straight leg deadlift. So what you do when you have a straight leg deadlift movement, your knees are gonna stay almost completely straight. We call them soft knees. So they're not locked out totally straight, but you're gonna soften them just a slight bit and they're gonna stay in that position. Now you're gonna lean forward at the hips. You're gonna push your buttocks back. As you bow forward at the hips, you try to push your belly towards your thighs. Your shoulders and your head stay up above your belly level, so that's gonna keep a nice arch in your lower back. And then you come back up, you squeeze your glutes and come back up. This is an activity that you are doing constantly throughout the day when you're moving around your house, and you should be moving that way. Most people will do this where they kind of round out their back, they drop their shoulders down to go pick something up, and this puts a big arch in your spine. We want to try to avoid that. Use your hips and your glutes by doing a straight leg deadlift motion when you're reaching down to pick something up. So I have something here, just a basic laundry basket. It's got pretty sturdy handles on it. And again, you can add some weights to it. You can just practice that movement. But I'm gonna demonstrate that. And again, I need some weights. Jesse. All right, always on call. Look at that. Hop in. And so now I'm gonna grab the handles. I'm gonna squeeze and come up, slowly lower down. Keep the weight in my heels, squeeze and come up. Now, you might have a child like mine who is very heavy and she doesn't sit right in the middle. Scooch into the middle a little bit. There, now it's a little more even. So you might wanna find a weight that'll balance itself out a little bit. But this is a great exercise to add in to strengthen your back. So one of the last things I want to show you guys is an opportunity for you to take out a little bit of stress, get a little high energy going. I actually have an old mattress here, and you don't even have to use an old one. This isn't really an old one, it's just kind of like a spare one that we have down in our storage room. But I have it pulled out, I've got it leaned up against the wall, and you can use this as a makeshift punching bag, right? So if you look back through some of my videos, I've done some kickboxing workouts and some things like that. And there are different ways that you can set up and do jab, cross, and hook moves and uppercuts. And you can do a knee strike all to this mattress here. And it's really cool because you can take out some of your stress on it. You can, just work the mattress back and forth, punch, punch, punch. And you can just, if you're upset, I'm so sick of this quarantine, I'm just done with it. You can take out your anger a little bit on it. You can even have your family join you. Look, it's you again. See, we can both punch it together, right? Punch, 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 punch. Awesome. Fists of fury. So I hope you guys got some good information out of these videos. I hope that it made sense. Some of the descriptions and the common household items. What I'd really like for you to do is share this video, like it, and post in the comments below with any suggestions that you have, some different ideas of household equipment that you've used for exercise, and give everybody some more information about what they can do to make sure that they're staying fit during these more challenging times. And as always, from Revision Training, Jesse, what does Daddy say?
Let's change the way we look at it.
Let's change the way we look at it. You guys make it a strong week.